Hey guys, today I'm going to do the 7 Deadly Book Sins challenge that was created by Bookishly Malaysia. I decided to do this movie as a celebration because my last video got over 200 views and that made me very happy. So, here is my first ever tag video. First sin that has some questions for me is greed. And the questions are, what is your most inexpensive book and what is your most expensive book? I'm going to answer the most inexpensive book question first. When I was living in my last town, and the library that I went to had a bag of books sale for $1. Happened every couple of months, and every month I bought a bag of books. So a lot of the books in my apartment are from those sales. Ridiculously cheap books. Most expensive book, I have two possibilities. I have Inheritance by Christopher Paolini, was $27.99, and I have the Illustrated Signs and Symbols source book. This actually doesn't have a price on it. I think it was on the sticker, so I don't know how much I paid for it because it's been a while since I had it. I remember it being expensive, just not what I spent on it. The next sin on the list is Wrath. And the question for Wrath is, what author do you have a love-hate relationship with? I decided to go with Michael Scott, who wrote the Alchemist series. I bought the first 2 books of these when they actually first came out. I just recently picked the series up again and started rereading it, and it's an interesting storyline. I love Nicholas Flamel. I love that there's a story about him that I can read, but I'm not enjoying Michael Scott's writing style too much. I'm finding that the fact that I'm getting to see points from the villain's perspective instead of strictly from the hero's perspective makes the whole thing very, very predictable. I keep reading it, but I don't have any motivation to go through it very quickly. The third sin on the list is gluttony. Question for gluttony is, which book have you devoured over and over again without shame? I have 2 answers for this. I have Jane Austen's Pride and Prejudice, which I have read 6 times, by Stephanie Meyer, which I have also read 6 times. The thing that I love about Stephanie Meyer's The Host is that I can pick it up and start on any page in the book and read it to the end and I'm not lost. I can start at the beginning, I can open it halfway through, no matter where I start, I can still finish this book, and Pride and Prejudice has been, since I've read it in high school, it has been my favorite love story of all time. The next sin on the list is sloth. The question for sloth is, what book have you neglected to read due to laziness? Game of Thrones by George R.R. Martin. There is actually a bookmark in here. I'm a good halfway through it. Reason that I'm lazy is not because of how long it is, because the size that intimidates me with Game of Thrones. What it is that I watch the TV show, and the TV show follows the book so well that it's kind of hard to read through what I can watch in 10 hours. I'm a fast reader, but I cannot read 800 pages in 10 hours, especially when they're written by George R.R. Martin. The next sin on the list is pride. Question for pride is, what do you talk about the most in order to appear an intellectual reader? This question I chose Sherlock Holmes by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. I love Sherlock Holmes, the books, pretty much love everything about this. I love that I know some of the actual background into it. And for instance, I know that Sherlock Holmes was purposefully killed off by the author. The author killed him off because he actually hated Sherlock Holmes. He hated Sherlock Holmes because people thought he'd been knighted because he created Sherlock Holmes, which is not why he was knighted. I also know that Sherlock Holmes himself was based on a doctor. His name was Dr. Bell, and he was able to diagnose patients the same way Sherlock Holmes solved mysteries. And if that's hard for you to wrap your mind around, watch Dr. House, because Dr. House is based off of Sherlock Holmes, which is based after Dr. Bell. House even lives in the apartment 221B. The next sin on the list is lust, and the question for lust: attributes do you find most attractive in male and female characters? Females, I just want them to be smart. That's all I ask for. They just need to have a brain that works. Guys, however, I usually end up falling in love with. The ones that I usually fall in love with are usually fit into the group of assassins. My favorite male character of all times is an assassin. Other thing that I found enjoying in characters, both are the characters who annoy everyone else in the book. If they piss everyone off, they tend to make me laugh. I love that they are annoying everyone else. Other attributes for the guys are that they're tall, dark, and handsome. They don't have to be, but that's usually better. Foreign doesn't hurt them at all if they have an accent that's also attractive. I tend to like the ones who have had a tortured past. If they need a hug, I tend to like them more. And the last thing is that they're single. Just because the main character is absolutely perfect does not mean I'm going to fall in love with him. He has his perfect soulmate. I like the single characters. The one sin on the list is envy. And the question is, which book would you most like to receive as a gift? I want the Harry Potter trunk. It is this beautiful, beautiful cardboard hard Harry Potter trunk that has all of the Harry Potter books in it in hardback. And that is what I really want. That was the last sin on the list. And I was not actually tagged to do this video. I watched Kat from Catty-tastic do it. And she said if you wanted to do this tag, you can do this tag. If you want to do it, please leave a link down below to your video so that I can watch it. And leave a link down below to your video. Bye!